Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Giggle Downs for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. A 4-lane steeplechase ride is the centerpiece of this expanding park. Your objective to have at least 1,250 guests in your park at the end of October, year 2, with a park rating of at least 600. So quite a short scenario then, not a very difficult scenario goal by the looks of it. Steeplechases aren't my first, second, 10th, 20th choice of roller coaster. It's the sort of ride you'd build if you have to, or if you haven't got anything left. So I don't know why they've used it for the centerpiece ride. Quite an interesting way of synchronizing the rides with the coasters. You can synchronize coasters if the front tile of the coaster is touching, and so with this one then they've got them alternating directions, so that's quite cool. Good excitement on the... Oh, we're charging for rides. Okay. And we're charging for entry. Okay, that doesn't quite make sense. I think back on the original Roller Coaster Tycoon, you could charge for entry and rides. And then in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, there was... when you created the scenario, there was the choice of either rides or entry, but not both. So this seems to be some sort of hybrid monster of the two. So that's strange. Let's just test something. If I put down let's put down a new ride and see what happens. Let's put it there. Right, okay. So new rides, then it won't let me charge for, but it will let me charge for the existing ones. I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of everything. I've decided. So let's see. We're charging for entry then. 50. Usually I start off at 40, but I'll probably just leave it at the 50. He's got a lot of money. Marshall. 35. So they won't be able to come in, but that's fine because the game will just generate someone new. Or were they going home? Yeah, they were going home. The game. Yeah, if they didn't have enough money to come in, they just go back and the game would just generate a new person. So, yeah, let's see what rides we've got there. We've got some transport rides. We've got a good selection of gentle rides to begin with. We can put these down very quickly. We've got brilliant selection of coasters to begin with. To be honest, it's only a 2-year scenario. What else would we need? There's loads there that we can use, and not a bad selection of thrill rides to begin with. And the shops aren't too bad either. We've got a kiosk, we've got toilets, we've got food and drinks. So I think what I'm going to do first of all then, I'm going to put my research into thrill rides. I'll get rid of all the existing rides because I don't like... Well, I don't like the... these horse rides, whether they're steeplechase, I don't like them anyway. They've got a very low throughput, so we're not going to earn a lot of money from them, and they take up a huge chunk of the park. So I'll get rid of them. I'll get rid of the existing rides. I'll no entry sign the paths so the guests can only be down this end of the park. And then what I'll do is I'll put down a load of flat rides just down this section then. Build a nice small compact park. And that way then, once I've done that and the guests are more than happy to pay to come in, then I can look to expanding down through the rest of the park. So flat rides to begin with, eventually then we'll move on to bigger and better rides and coasters and things like that. It is June year 1, so we've got just over 100 guests then. Guests are more than willing to pay the £50 entry fee. We've got a twist, pirate ship, spiral slide. We've unlocked go-kart tracks. We've got a go-karts over here. Got excitement on that. And then just here then we've got a junior roller coaster. Not a bad excitement on that. So we're doing all right. We're building a lot of nice rides over here. So what we're going to do then is we are going to start expanding up now. Got some space just here. Yeah, not having any issues so far. Still got some pathing just up here. I'll get rid of that as and when I need to. We've got the green arrow next to the guest number, so we're doing okay. So when that disappears, I can put down some more rides. That'll bring the green arrow back. When the green arrow's there, that's when I can look at doing things like getting rid of paths, getting rid of a bit of scenery, laying out new paths, that sort of thing. It is October year 1, so I've built coaster just over here. Got stand-up coaster, that's my second coaster, so good excitement on that. We can watch that going round. So it just comes up the chain lift here, just over the top, and then down. I'll rotate that because the diagonals always look a little funny. Not going too fast, because with these coasters it is very easy to get them high intensity. And there you go. Have a bend, brake run, and back to the station. And then just over here I've got a couple of looping coasters, so I've gone for something different with these. So what will happen is they're set to launch mode. So the coasters will launch them up this hill here. Once this guy finishes his hot dog. A few more to get on. Come on, fill the seats, fill the seats. And then back down through the station, underground, around the loop, up and back, same track in reverse. Good excitement on them. So we're doing okay. Over 800 guests now, so we only need 400 and something to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on expanding down here, building more coasters, and we've only got a year to go, so we're not going to go for anything too extravagant, but we'll just go and we'll just see what we can do. It is May year 2, so the end of last year then I switched my research onto shops because we'd unlocked enough thrill rides and we've got pretty much everything else that we need, so I figured we'd just unlock some shops. So we've got a wild mine train just down here, some nice interaction with the loops, build a nice path loop around there. We've got a drop tower. Good excitement on the mine ride. Free fall, not too bad. And then just over here then we've got a wooden coaster. Just waiting for it to leave the station. Let's have a look. Good excitement. See if we can give it a bit of a... There you go. Now it's leaving. So it drops down under the track, over a little hill and up the chain lift. Nothing too fancy. Round the bend, into the drop. Nice bend. Back under the track. Over itself. And again. Back round. Interacting a little with the stand-up coaster, and then it just goes underground and back up. I've had to use an S-bend there. I didn't want to have to, but space was a bit cramped, so we've had to resort to using that. So the amount of guests coming into the park appears to have stalled a little. As you can see, it's flatlining. We need another 200 and something, so the best thing to do with that is just to build more rides. So that's all I'm going to do, is I'm just going to put down more rides, just keep building, and the guests should take care of themselves. It is October year 2. We needed 1250 guests in the park. We've got over 1400, so we're doing okay. We had a slight stall in guest numbers at the beginning of the year, but we just put down a few extra rides and we are fine. The guests took care of themselves. The last month or so I've just been painting the rides and spamming shops down and whatever. So since we last spoke, then I have added this suspended coaster there, Good excitement on that. And also this mine train, we can watch the suspended coaster going around. Oh, there's one already at the top. You can watch that going around. Nothing fancy, very simple design. Just wanted to put down a couple of quick coasters to get the guest numbers sorted. There you go, I'm back to the station, and the mine train is ready to watch as well. So there's the first drop, down, underground, some fast bends, some good interactions with the existing rides. Underground and back to the station. Nothing complex. Got excitement on that. Put down a few shops and things as well. Painted the rides. And that's that. Another addition over there. The top spin. So let's have a quick park tour then. So when we came in, we needed the 1,250 guests in the park. There were 4 really ugly steeplechase coasters, very low throughput. And weirdly, we were also able to charge for rides, even though we were charging for entry. And that's the only scenario we've had so far in the game where you could charge for both, but when I tried adding a new ride, it wouldn't let me charge for that as well. So what I decided to do then, just to make it fair, I got rid of all the rides. That way we weren't able to benefit from charging for the entry and charging for the rides. And then I built this small section just down here. We kept the ticket price at 50. I put my research into thrill rides, built these rides here, junior coaster in the middle. We unlocked the go-karts, built that, and then just over here then we built the stand-up coaster. Then we added these 2 looping coasters there. Got these set so that they launch up the hill and then they complete the track. They complete the circuit then backwards, and then they do it again forwards. And then built a wild mine train then, interacting with the looping coaster, going through the loops, etc. Free fall there. Built the wooden coaster just over here. Good excitement on that. And then this is where then the guest numbers had started to stall, so I built these 2 rides, the suspended coaster and the wooden mine train, put them down quite quick, and by the time I was finished with them, the guest numbers had sorted themselves out. So that's why I've spent the last month or so just painting the rides, giving them a nice station theming, and spamming a load of shops just so we can make a little bit of extra cash. So we're making a good 2,000 from shop sales, 8,000 from entrance tickets. Haven't had any real issues with money. We benefited greatly at the beginning by getting rid of all existing rides. That gives us a nice bit of cash, a nice quick boost, and we still got a week to go. Badly mistimed this, haven't I? Okay, so let's run it on fast forward for a bit. Save me waffling on for too long. Check out what the guests are thinking. Haven't had any real issues with the guest rating at all. And we've completed it. Stew. And that was Giggle Downs. A very easy scenario. Way too easy for where we are on the scenarios. We're on the last but one tier now, so we should, well, you would assume anyway, we should be on some of the hardest scenarios in the game so far, and then you'd expect then the last scenario tier to be even harder, but to be honest, I'm not seeing that. So Fiasco Forest was quite tricky. admittedly, but this one, very, very simple. So perhaps it would have been more difficult if we'd have kept the existing rides, because that would have given us a lot less space and probably a lot less money to work with, because we would have had slower guests. Not slower guests, we'd have had, the guest total would have gone up slower, as we'd have been attracting less guests to the park. But all in all, fairly easy. Would have been more fun if it had been earlier in the game, because at the moment we want something that's going to test us, something that's going to stretch us, something that's going to hopefully make for a better video. So that was Giggle Downs. I am Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.